hello there! Let's get your week started just right with the right mix of news and conversations. Whether you're catching us online, on TV, or on the radio, hop on and join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful Day!
Ano ko nga tong tumbler mo? Baka isipin lang, ang dami namang iniinom ni Ann.
Wrong with that? This is a
Because-
size-appropriate tumbler.
I know, but on the frame, on my frame, both tumblers are on my frame. So parang sa akin siya pareho.
May isang pang-tubig, isang pang-kape, diba? Why not? But alright, how was your weekend?
Well, the usual.
The
I was
usual.
working.
You're working, my gosh.
I was working.
Yeah. Laki nga ng tumbler ko, nandiyan sa
Oo
screen.
nga. How was yours? What did you do? You did a lot of running over the weekend.
I did a lot of running. That was good. I actually had a chance to watch a movie also at the start of the
Oh, what did you watch?
I watched a preview of Naked Gun with
Oh,
Liam Neeson
I am
and Pam
so
Anderson.
jealous.
And I can look. I watched it with very little expectations. I was a fan of the original Naked Gun, the Police Squad series, and look, this may be the best comedy of the year. Like
Really?
ganun level, right?
Really?
Because the amount of jokes that fly in, even if you don't like some, you're gonna like a lot. As in, like it feels like every minute there's like 2 jokes.
Okay.
So grabe. I mean, like, it just keeps on coming. And for those wondering, oh, Liam Neeson and si Pam Anderson.
Yeah,
is
how is
something
their
happening?
chemistry?
Look, you kind of see why there was something after. Like,
Oh,
why
okay.
they're thinking that, this
Yeah.
is where, it all began.
Yeah.
You can kind of see why, and you can feel really happy for them. There are also lots of great cameos. So I think it's coming out in the Philippines on Wednesday. So
This week?
Yes,
Yay!
on Wednesday.
Oh my God,
it's out
I
in the
gotta-
States
I
already.
gotta catch that.
Yeah, so it's out in
yeah.
the States already, but I think here in the Philippines it's going to be on Wednesday. And it is just a light movie, sa sobrang palate cleanser. And I really enjoyed it. So I encourage everyone to see it. But of course, apart from that, it was an okay weekend. A lot of running, a lot of football happening. So yeah, it's nice to have a bit of a break. So I don't know if you know what the break means.
I have morning breaks before I go to work. Before
but
I
then
do
we work in
agenda
the
weekend.
morning.
I work out.
Yeah, fair.
in the morning. So there, I am so excited. I want to watch Naked Gun. A lot of
Yes.
movies are actually coming out. Really good movies. The Materialists is
Yeah.
already out.
And you
I
saw
wanna see
that with Coach V and her
yes.
event? Yeah.
I love the movie.
Okay.
Mixed reviews for that one, but I loved it. I love the style of Celine Song, the way she writes and directs movies. So there. Today we have a really interesting show. Very timely also because we are going to be talking to the CPD on teenage pregnancy.
Yeah.
And kakapanood ko lang ng Sunshine by
Oh, yeah,
Jeanette
yeah.
Madaune. Yeah, so this is, very
Fantastic movie.
timely, yes, and a very impactful movie also. So now that we're discussing teenage pregnancy on the show, our listeners might have, or our viewers might have, some questions to ask our CPD, or our guest from the CPD later on. So go ahead and throw it our way as we discuss that for Health Matters.
Of course. And later on, we're also going to have something on Weather HQ, where
Yes.
we're going to be talking to the DNR. This time, we're going to focus on what they're using for yung mga cleanup drives for water pollution. Siyempre, we talk about that.
Yeah.
It's still what's in mind is how, it affects floods, it affects the
Yes.
water quality in general, or why it's important, especially to avoid certain illnesses. So yeah, I mean, like a very relevant show today. Diba? Seryoso din kami paminsan-minsan. All right? And of course, there's a lot more to discuss on that as well. So yeah, I mean, like exciting show. A good start. Very serious start for all of this craziness that
But
we
of
bring.
course, we also have Master Hans Kua with our horoscope of the
yeah.
day later on. A lot of people look forward to that. So we'll have that segment, I think, towards the end of the show. But feel free to join us. We are on Facebook and YouTube. You can watch us there live. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM.
Yep.
And there's a comment section on Facebook and on YouTube. Go ahead and send us your messages. We love reading all those messages.
Yeah, and just to show you that Anne actually does read the messages, send really weird ones. Alright? Like yung mga tipong walang relasyon sa pinag-uusapan, right? Just just like send like us a quote of like siguro your favorite poem. Mga ganun.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Oo, tapos have a dramatic reading. Diba? Why not?
Kakapanood ko pa lang ng My Oxford Year sa Netflix. So, it's all about poetry, Shakespeare, and
what's the
stuff.
best poet movie?
Poet movie?
Dead Poet Society?
Poet ba yun? Title yun eh. Yung title niya, poet, but there's no poetry there. I don't know. I feel like, oh my God, ang hirap. Pwedeng later na natin pag-usapan. Napaisip din ako eh. Parang ano ba?
What's a good movie
My
about
Oxford Year
poetry?
was okay. And ano pa bang may mga poems?
Ano nga ba ang plot ng Dead Poet Society? Ba't ko na-mention
Oo
yun?
nga, kasi poets.
No, I forgot about it. I love, the funny thing is I love that movie.
Sige, mag-research
Poets
ka while
Society.
we say hello again to our viewers and listeners. Again, feel free to send us messages and your favorite poems kung gusto nyong i-type on Facebook and YouTube. Go ahead, okay? Babasahin namin ni Paolo yan.
Yeah.
It will be a poetic show today because why not, right?
Yeah, so it's about how a teacher uses unorthodox methods to reach out to his students.
Pero there's no poetry in it.
No, isn't that where my captain comes from? Oh, Captain, my captain, when he stands up on the chair. Yeah, no, there's a bit of poetry there. Anyway, let's move on to what's actually happening in real life. Let's check out what's happening with our traffic situation, Ann.
Yes, let's check the situation in major roads at this hour. Here is a look now at EDSA Orense in Makati. On the left side of your screens, you're seeing vehicles heading to Pasay City. Light traffic on that area. Opposite lane, same situation, light traffic. The right side, you're seeing vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. Now this time, we take a look at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard, already looking busy. Moderate traffic building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, everything green and go. Those are the vehicles heading to Cubao. Now, heads up to motorists, the expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Monday today, guys. So vehicles with license plates ending in 1 and 2 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now we got some good news to start the morning. Local oil industry sources say that gasoline and diesel prices are expected to go down this week. Gasoline can be expected to go down by 40 centavos per liter and diesel by 1 peso and 30 centavos per liter. The price decrease is expected due to the increase in oil production by OPEC and expectations of a diplomatic end to the war in Ukraine. And what will the weather be like today? Paolo has today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Paolo.
Thank you so much, Anne. Now, let's take a look at something that we've been monitoring for quite some time, because at 11:20 p.m. last night, the severe tropical storm Gorio, let me move on over to the side, has entered the Philippine Air Responsibility Radar. It was called Podol, now it is called Gorio, as soon as it entered the PAR. Now, by 5 a.m. today, Gorio was last located 1,309 kilometers east of extreme northern Luzon. Now, this has maximum sustained winds of 110 kilometers per hour with gusts of up to 135 kilometers per hour. Now, it is moving west at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour. Now, Gorio may become a typhoon in the next 12 hours before slowly getting weaker. Now, it will move west in the next 24 hours, then turn west-northwest from tomorrow afternoon. Now, Gorio may hit the northeast coast of Taiwan on Wednesday and leave the Philippine Air Responsibility by Wednesday evening or early Thursday. Now, with Gorio being in the PAR, it is unlikely, though, to directly affect the country in the next 3 days. But if it shifts southwards and tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 may be raised in the extreme northern Luzon. Now, currently, the southwest monsoon is affecting western Luzon, but we do not expect Gorio to make the southwest monsoon stronger because the monsoon itself is currently too weak to be boosted. Now, this means the Gorio, let's move on over to the side again, won't cause the monsoon to bring more rains or stronger winds to our area. Now, so for today, you can expect hot weather with partly cloudy to cloudy skies and some rain showers or thunderstorms in Batanes, Babuyan Islands, Ilocos Region, Zambales, Bataan, Metro Manila, Cavite, Batangas, Occidental Mindoro, Palawan, and the rest of Calabarzon and Mindanao. Now, in other areas, it will be partly cloudy to cloudy with possible local rain or thunderstorms in the afternoon or in the evening. Now, if you're going out, make sure you still bring an umbrella to protect yourselves from the heat and from sun and rain. Now, let's check in the sea conditions now. Good news for fishers and those traveling by sea. No gale warnings are in effect today. Most coastal areas are expected to experience light to moderate waves, making it relatively safe for small vessels and medium vessels as well to sail. But remember, even when the seas are calm, always stay alert and keep updated and prioritize your safety. That is it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao. Now on to our top stories this morning. In an interview on BNC's Agenda Weekend, Senator Ping Lacson outlined the typical modus operandi of officials involved in the alleged flood control scam. He said officials in the DPWH control the bidding process by favoring their own companies or those of friends and family while cutting out uncooperative contractors. He also said that the Senate is ready to work with Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong, who wants to lead a presentation on the corruption of infrastructure projects. Meanwhile, the Senate is set to deliberate on the issue of online gambling, and it invites concerned agencies to the first hearing. This includes the GSIS, which is currently in the hot seat after investing almost 1 billion pesos in online gaming company DigiPlus.
Now, a warning to our viewers, the following story contains distressing images. Now, in Muntinlupa City, a 15-year-old girl was allegedly attacked in school, and her mother claims officials urged her to take down the viral video of the incident. Paolo Barcelon has the full story.
In this viral video on social media, a young girl is seen being dragged to the floor by her classmates. This was moments after she was allegedly punched in the face. The victim's mother told Bilyonaryo News Channel the incident happened last August 4.
Nabago ko yung ulo kaya siya isinugod sa ospital kasi nagkaroon ng pagsusuka. So nangyari yung away nila, yung pagkakasakitan in the morning during school hours. Tapos nung kinagabihan, doon siya nagsuka.
The hospital is not ruling out the possibility that the teenager suffered a traumatic brain injury secondary to mauling. A day after the incident, the victim's mother posted the video of the incident on her social media page, which caught the attention of school officials.
They approached me and asked me to take down the post.
Sino po ang nag-approach sa inyo na i-take down yung post na yun?
Well, actually, initially, ang tumawag po kasi sa akin is the yung class advisor. Pero nung time na yon through messenger, nung time na yon si class advisor pala ay kasama na meron na siyang DepEd official na nandun.
The victim's mother also showed screenshots of other accounts urging her to delete the video, which was eventually taken down by Meta. In a statement, the local DepEd office says they are now investigating the incident while prioritizing the well-being of the learners involved. Just last week, Education Secretary Sani Angara earlier signed the new implementing rules and regulations of the anti-bullying law, which seeks to implement standard anti-bullying policies for all schools. Muntinlupa City Mayor Rufy Biazon has also met with the parents of the learners. The victim's mother adds, the class advisor has also approached the family and gave cash assistance and the names of the children involved. She also hopes that the teenagers involved in the incident are given sanctions.
Hindi lahat ng tao tatanggap lang ng, alam mo yun, hindi lahat ng mga actions mo madadaan sa simpleng sorry, sa simpleng paghingi na dispensa. Meron kang mga pagkakamaling magagawa sa buhay na hindi mo na, kahit pilitin mong itama, hindi mo na mababawi.
The victim is still in the hospital, awaiting another CT scan. Paolo Barcelon, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Always distressing to see stories like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you as a parent, I'm sure, has a strong stance against bullying, in particular having your own kid in school right now. I mean,
Especially
it's,
something as violent as that
yeah.
one.
I mean, like, it. Unfortunately, we have seen a lot of videos doing the show already when it comes to school bullying. That is a bit physical.
And I think we've tackled about
Yes, we have.
bullying on the show before with a psychologist guest.
But I feel like this is the first time we've seen, at least on covering the show, doing the show, na yung school mismo ang nagsasabi na, or at least school officials rather, nagsasabi na kindly take down the video.
Take down the video, yes.
Yeah, and that already in itself has a few issues there as well. But syempre, you also look at it from the point of view of the parents of the kids around who did not do anything or maybe
Right,
have
right.
done something, who
Yeah.
would also have a stake or at least would want that video down as well.
You know, I feel like because our family business is a
Yeah.
school, right? So I feel like the school is also trying to protect the side of those who bullied the victim.
Yeah.
So these students, they're trying to protect their students, not just the victim, but also the bullies. So maybe that's why they are requesting for the video to be taken down as they investigate further and work on resolving this matter. But we were able to talk to a representative from the National Parents Teachers Association.
Yeah.
And he was suggesting that ilabas yung mga videos na ganito so that people are aware of what's happening behind these schools' walls, because talagang, you know, these are incidents of violence, of really severe bullying.
Yeah, you know what? We'll continue with that because we actually have the opportunity to
Yes.
roll that video first. I think it's the next item here.
That's right. So the National Parents and Teachers Association says incidents of violence in schools should be posted on social media to force transparency and action. In an interview on BNC's Agenda Weekend, PTA National President Willie Rodriguez claimed that schools and some officials often hide cases like bullying or assault to protect their image. He then urges parents, communities, and officials to work together to monitor schools and address problems before they escalate.
Tama po. Pinabubuhay po ng National PTA yung aming Anti-Corruption Committee, policy ng ating DepEd. No? Lahat po dapat transparent. Kung hindi po kung wala po sa social media yan, hindi po ma-aware ang buong Pilipinas. Buti na lang po, meron po tayong mga social media na ganyan at naibibigay kaagad, napaparating po natin sa central office, no? Talaga po na-action na ng ating magagaling na DepEd central office officials.
Well, there you have it. I mean, like, to be honest, I understand why victims' parents would feel the need to put it out.
Yes.
Simply because, syempre, it's one to protect
Awareness.
awareness,
Yeah.
transparency, and to urge more action. Kasi, syempre, kung na-bury siya, or could be buried, then it's going to be, well, something that could just fall under the cracks, diba?
Right,
Pero ito, at least you're forcing the action. But at the same time, I also agree with, I also kind of see it from the point of view of the school.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
because
like-
I feel like more than protecting their image, they also want to protect, you know, the,
Or at least
the
give
other
due
party.
process.
Yes.
Give due process, not
Yes.
necessarily protect.
Kasi
Yeah.
they need to, like, sometimes kasi the video, it only shows like a portion
Yeah.
of what happened. So they need to investigate further. Para walang bias. Diba? That's, I guess that is the reason why they don't want it publicized first. So
Yeah.
investigate muna, ano ba? What started this? Diba?
Yeah.
So, there.
I mean, like, just to be clear here, you know, we're not necessarily defending na,
Oh,
dapat
no,
i-post
no,
mo,
no.
dapat
I
hindi mo
guess we're just
i-post.
looking at both sides.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
and all of that. But personally speaking, syempre, the bullying in general has. I'm thankful na kids nowadays, I guess pwede na sila mag-cellphone sa mga classrooms, no? Like,
yeah.
like nalalabas na. I mean,
Oo.
like, it's hard to hide things right now,
Yes.
especially if a major incident
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
So I'm grateful for that. Kasi could you imagine those that slipped under the cracks during the 90s and the early 2000s na talagang, well, you know, some
Wala,
parents
hindi
have
na-expose.
no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that is positive side from it. Pero
Yeah.
hopefully din naman, that also encourages people not to do any extreme things and, you know, just keep each other safe and make schools a safer space.
And I think that, you know, the schools, the officials, and the government should work on this to prevent bullying. So
Yep.
we have that anti-bullying law. And at the same time, parang for me, I feel like dapat there are more guidance counselors, no, to talk to these, because parang it stems from something.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
when you try to understand the mind of a bully, it stems from a traumatic experience probably in their childhood. So we need people to
Yeah, perhaps a certain degree of mental coaching.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah, I mean,
that's
like that may be part of the curriculum as well, because, you know, some people deal with some certain things differently. So I mean, like, I'm not for me, my assumption is never like, oh, one kid or one person, so automatically a bad egg,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I mean, like, let's see how this develops. I don't think we're gonna be done with the story anytime soon, to be quite honest. Now, moving on, experts from the Department of Health are saying that the rise in leptospirosis cases are not expected to lead to a health emergency. Now, we were given an update on the current health situation on BNC's Agenda Weekend by DOH Secretary, Albert Domingo, who agrees with the assessment of Dr. Ronjin Solante in that we have possibly gone through the peak of number of infections and now expects them to decline.
Nagbibilang tayo starting June 8 hanggang August 7. Bakit June 8? Dahil June 7 nag-declare ng rainy season ng ating pag-asa. So we already have 2,396 cases of leptospirosis recorded from June 8 to August 7, 2025 nationwide. The incubation period of leptospirosis ranges from 2 days up to 30 days, average of 2 weeks. So tulad nga na sinabi ni Dr. Ronjin Solante, which is who is one of our infectious disease experts sa DOH San Lazaro Hospital, I second what he said. It is possible na nadaanan na natin yung peak because we have already gone through the 1 to 2 week mark. Pero we expect na meron pang mga habol in the next few days because yung range nga ng incubation is from 2 days all the way up to 30.
Comelec's voter registration facility at SM Megamall overflowed yesterday as people queued up for the last day of registration for the BSK elections. The election officer on site said they had to cut off the line after the queuing number reached 1,000 people. According to Comelec, they recorded over 2 million applications over 9 days, most of them for younger voters. Comelec chairperson George Garcia calls it the most successful voter registration process to date due to the high volume in such a short time. Now, in world news, over 2,500 Buddhist monks held a peace march on Sunday, calling for the full respect of a ceasefire agreement between Cambodia and Thailand. The monks joined nuns and residents in a 3-kilometer peace march from Wat Phnom to central Phnom Penh. The peace march stopped shortly at the U.S. Embassy as a show of gratitude towards U.S. President Donald Trump for initiating the ceasefire agreement. The July 24th to 28th clashes marked the worst fighting between the countries in over a decade. A fragile ceasefire has been put in place since as disputed borders are inspected by third-party organizations. Pope Leo on Sunday hailed the peace agreement reached by Armenia and Azerbaijan after decades of conflict in the South Caucasus. The pontiff expressed hope that the U.S. brokered deal would contribute to stable and lasting peace in the region. Leo also drew attention to the humanitarian crisis in Haiti and led a prayer to end wars across the globe.
Moving on to sports, it's the 4th straight bronze medal for Las Pilipinas in the CV League after a sweep of Indonesia in Vietnam on Sunday, August 10. The Nationals had to weather a late Indonesia surge to secure another podium finish, 25-17, 25-17, and 28-26. Unfortunately, there was a tense moment early on for the Philippines with Eliza Solomon, falling to a left knee injury. This resulted in Angel Canino and China Nitura taking up opposite hitter duties. But despite the forced changes, the Philippines were able to avoid any upset. Apart from another team medal, the Nationals also cheered on Justine Hazareno, who was named Best Libero of the CV League, Leg 2. Now, the Filipinas' title defense of the MSIG Serenity Cup hits a snag after a 1-0 loss against the Australia Under-23 team in Vietnam on Sunday, August 10. Now, the Filipinas could not get their footing for most of the match, conceding 71% of possession to the Aussies. Australia also peppered the Philippine goal with 6 shots on target compared to the solo effort of the Filipinas. The only goal of the game came right before the stroke of halftime when Alana Janchevsky curled a shot beyond the outstretched hands of Olivia McDaniel. With the loss, the Philippines now faces a must-win fixture against group leader Myanmar on Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Philippine time.
And here Here's our first cup of tea this morning. Joy Barcoma of Bacoor City, Cavite is the new Miss Philippines Earth 2025. She took home the crown during the pageant's 25th anniversary and grand coronation held at the Cove in Okada, Manila. Other titles went to Antipolo's Maria Flor-de-Lis Mabao as Miss Philippines Air, latest Angel Rose Tambal as Miss Philippines Water, and Jamie Strickland as Miss Philippines Fire. Bukidnon's Crizel Jane Torres was named Miss Philippines Ecotourism. Congratulations, ladies!
Yes,
Look at them,
sir.
so beautiful.
I mean, like, obviously, we need to have more beauty queens on the show.
Yeah,
Again,
we
they
do.
normally win when they come on over.
I know, right?
Diba? So,
We're the good luck charm.
We're the good luck
So,
charm.
kailangan mag-guest sila dito sa atin. The beauty queens,
Oo.
anyone who's going to a certain competition, they have to guest on our show first.
Yeah, mananalo kayo, right? You'll get there. Or at least you'll get the goal that you want. Diba? So, congratulations again from Bacoor City, Joy Mayan Barcoma.
Yes.
Again, as a Caviteño, partly, I'm very happy that yung Etivac is being represented.
I like the titles. Yung Miss Philippines Air, Water, Fire, very Avatar.
Oh nga, I was gonna say very Avatar siya.
Very
But,
Avatar.
yeah, pero yung walang pag-ganyan-ganyan nila. Right? But then, it's always good. Congratulations to all the
And
ladies.
without them being blue.
That's a different Avatar. Wait lang.
Wait, iba
Wait
pala.
lang.
Now
Oh
our
my
second
Oh,
cup
no.
of tea. Huwag ka magulo.
Oh,
Sarah
no.
Michelle Gellar officially returns as Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. Spotted on the set for Hulu's upcoming revival of the beloved series, we see Sarah in a striking red dress, a surprising outfit for vampire hunting. The original series ended back in 2003, and only after more than 20 years did the original star feel ready to reprise her role. Not much is currently known about the reboot, but we'll be sure to update you as soon as news comes out. Were you ever a Buffy fan?
The funny thing was, I was not necessarily a big Buffy fan. I honestly recognize yung cultural impact niya
Yeah.
at the time. Kasi grabe, a lot of
Pero
people...
malaki yung fan base ng
ang laki
Buffy,
ng fan
Buffy
base
the
nila.
Vampire
Oo.
Slayer.
Then
Yes.
it even came up with a spin-off, the series. I think
yeah.
Angel, was the...
Angel, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'm happy that Sarah Michelle Gellar is back. She looks great. And that the series is going to, reintroduce itself to a new generation. And I mean, like I think it's gonna be really fun.
And I was looking at her photos over the weekend. She has not aged at all.
Yeah.
Kung anong itsura niya before,
Baka
she
she's
still
a
has
vampire.
gorgeous. Baka, no?
Baka siya yung vampire.
She's slaying
Yeah,
herself.
yan yung plot twist. Buffy.
herself.
Hindi na the vampire, si Buffy. The
Yeah.
vampire.
So it takes one to know one kasi.
Takes one to know one. Oo.
Vampire versus vampire pala to. Oh my gosh,
forgot
hindi
how
tayo
that
pwedeng
ended.
mag-write ng series na
Kaya
ganyan.
nga, that's why we're only here.
But there you go. That's our tea
Mm-hmm.
for this morning. Oh, before we move on, let's say hi to
Oh, dami
our
comments.
besties from Mellow 94.7.
Oh,
They
hello.
message us. Good morning, our besties. Good morning, bestie. Nico Bello Ballesteros is saying, morning, rise and shine, BNC. And there, people joining us on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So join us, please, and we'd love to hear from you guys.
Of course, a lot more to talk about and we can't wait to hear your thoughts. Especially kanina, grabe yung usapan natin tungkol sa bullying. And of course, the excitement for the Naked Gun. I mean, we're all over the place in terms of yung seriousness or yung craziness happening.
Entertainment,
Yeah.
everything's on this show. Now, coming up next, the Commission on Population and Development joins us after the break to talk about curbing teenage pregnancy here in the Philippines. So don't miss our conversation. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hi there and welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. The Commission on Population and Development is ramping up their project promoting family planning in the Philippines. Let's get to know more about this on Health Matters. So we're joined today by Mylin Quiray, Information and Management and Communications Division Chief for CPD. Beautiful day, Mylin. We'll call you Miss Mai. Welcome to the show.
Masayang pamilya, that is our tagline.
Masayang pamilya.
I love that.
Masayang pamilya, masayang umaga, beautiful day. Diba? Pero medyo serious yung topic na pag-uusapan natin. We were talking off-air and you mentioned that teen pregnancy among 15 to 19-year-olds, bumaba siya, but there has been a surge with girls aged 10 to 14,
Yes.
right? So what are the causes of this increasing case of teenage or adolescent pregnancy here in the Philippines?
All right. So when a girl gets pregnant, we say that there are a lot of factors. Una, personal. No, mataas ang pornographic exposure of our young people today, according to the Young Adult Fertility and Sexuality Study. No, so double-digit percentage yung exposure sa pornography. At the same time, next to none, social media is their secondary source of information. So very alarming na we leave our young people to social media. It can be our kakampi or kaaway depending on the source of information and the kind of information that they have. And then only 12% of Filipino parents communicate about sex with their children. So ang sa amin, no, in CPD or the former POPCOM or Commission Population, we want sana the parents should be the first sex educator of their children.
Yeah.
But only 12% of Filipino parents communicate about these things with them. At the same time, we need policies and programs, lalo na sa local level. Kailangan our governors, our mayors, our barangay captains allocate funds for this program. Reproductive health education is what Department of Education calls it now.
Okay, so you mentioned 12% of parents, only 12% at least are recorded, communicate with their children when it comes to sexual education. Well, I mean naman natin, at least for a Filipino culture, na parents are not necessarily comfortable and some parents don't even necessarily, some parents don't necessarily even know kung when is it early enough.
Yeah.
But we were talking about some of the numbers a while ago and it feels a more urgent aspect or a more urgent thing to be able to talk to your kids about it. Kasi bumabata na yung mga nabubuntis. Tama po ba?
Actually, from 2019, more than 2,000. Tapos nung 2023, the latest administrative data released by the Philippine Statistics Authority, 3,343 ang nabuntis na 10 to 14.
10 to 14. And the youngest being?
The youngest recorded is an 8-year-old giving birth, live birth.
I am just in shock. 8 years old. How is that even possible?
So-
That is too young.
I mean, like when
Too
we
young.
talk, when we that's not even. I don't think that's up for debate. Na it's too
Yeah,
young.
yeah.
Pero when we talk about yung guidelines of how parents should be, is the first educators, the first ones to actually talk about it and educate the kids. I mentioned nyo nga yung proliferation of pornographic material on social media, social media becoming the primary educator when that shouldn't be it. Ano yung advice nyo sa mga parents na have to at least start the conversation going?
We say sex education can start as early as teaching our young kids about good touch, bad touch, protection.
Right.
No, knowing na you need to protect yourself if there is a danger lurking. So, yung good touch, bad touch, run, tell someone, you're a responsible adult around you. Yun yung core message. And at the same time, calling our body parts as they are, not flower, not bird. Kasi there is an anecdote that may nagsabing young kid, sabi, my uncle ate my cookie because they call the vagina cookie.
Oh.
And then the parents thought it was just really a cookie.
Oh.
Literal cookie, no? So it could start as that, no? Teachable moments communicating about sex can start with teachable moments. When we see couples kissing, what do? We do like
We
this.
cover their eyes.
We cover their
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it could be a teachable moment. for them.
alam mo, hanggang ngayon, I cover my eyes eh.
Really?
No, but, I mean, like, yeah, it's true.
Yes, Paolo. Pero you know what, that is true, no? Ano nga talaga, we try to shield them from these
No, yeah.
things.
I mean,
Kasi
like-
we feel that they're too young, but ang
Oo.
approach pala dapat as early as, I don't know, as they are exposed to all these things, kailangan medyo ituro mo na.
Yeah, I mean, like, we joke about, well, I joked about it a while ago because at the end of the day, it's true.
Yeah.
There is a lot of, siguro, overshielding
Yeah.
for some, even at a later age. And when we talk about I think when we talk about yung effects of early pregnancy, not only in the family, but the development of the child.
Yes.
We call them children because
They are children.
Children
adolescent
having
talaga eh.
children.
Oo,
Yeah.
children. Like how do we have any studies or any insights to how it actually affects yung development nila as people? Because being a parent at 12 seems insane to me.
Aside from the physical health risks, of course, there's emotional and mental risks
Yeah.
involved. And there is a need also for family healing. There is a program with the Department of Social Welfare and Development with us, the CPD, regarding protecting or preventing repeat pregnancy. Because when a young girl gets pregnant, the tendency is she gets pregnant again. So we need to also protect these young people who got pregnant early. Because when you see the data, if you break it down, there is even like someone before the age of 19 had 4 children. So, and if you look at the single year age, there is like a minor who impregnated her is a senior citizen. The one who impregnated her is a senior citizen. So it's really shocking when you see the data.
Right. And this is really happening. I remember we had a conversation with Direk Antoinette Down, the one who directed
Sunshine.
Sunshine,
And
right?
directed.
And she said she was able to gather stories from victims.
Yeah.
Very, very young women. Children nga, actually, di ba? Kasi minors. And it's really happening.
It
Yeah.
is.
And we're saying now, you mentioned kanina na you have to speak up. If something like this happens to you, you have to speak up. But sometimes there's this fear. Kasi minsan, it's within the family.
Yeah.
Diba?
I mean, like, when we talk about that, obviously within the family, the big age gaps are always issues. Yung na-mention niya po, yung tito ng isa...
Parang who do they run to
Yeah,
now?
who do
if
they
it
run
happens
to?
within the family.
I mean, like, ano yung advice niyo po dun when something happens within the family that syempre they want to keep under wraps but then
Oo
still
eh.
have to address?
Yeah.
That's why our core message is tell a responsible adult around you. If it's your parents or family member around you, responsible adult around you, maybe your teacher, your guidance counselor, if there is one in public schools, because that is a different issue altogether
Yeah.
for the education sector in the public health system. So tell the responsible adult around you. So we also have like the peer health navigators that is from the Department of Education. They train student leaders so that they can navigate or refer these young people to responsible adults around them.
So how does the CPD address yung cases of teenage adolescent pregnancy in the country? Let's also talk about your reproductive health programs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a campaign. We have a malayaako.ph, a website that young people can go to and even parents can go to. Age appropriate. You have to choose good videos that you think is possible for your young people because there are cartoons and simple explanations there. What is consent? What is sex?
Yeah.
How do we talk about it? So we have a campaign for that. And also, we are pushing for the policy on the passage of the Adolescent Pregnancy Prevention Bill here in the 20th Congress. That's why your role as media is very important also in helping us with this advocacy.
What would that bill particularly entail? Of course, what are you pushing for in particular na talagang i-legislate natin?
So there should be a council for adolescent pregnancy prevention so that the issue can really be focused on and shine the spotlight on, and also that the local government units allocate budget, ensure that adolescent friendly health facilities are there in the provinces, in the cities, in the municipalities. And at the same time, local government units should have policy so that it will be sustainable, this program on reproductive health education and services for young people.
You know, I feel like they should also put yung mga online information drive, no?
Kaya malaya ako.ph.
Yes, malaya.
diba?
Thank you. Yeah.
Parang ano kasi syempre the young ones are always on their phones, 'di ba? Kaya doon sila natututo ng sex education doon sa mga TikTok
Yeah.
So parang dapat nandun din yung presence, no, ng CPD. So 5 years from now, what progress would you like to see when it comes to, halting these early pregnancies?
We want to at least have the adolescent pregnancy data that we have. At least half. Reduce it by half. Because the 15 to 19, it's really lowering. But the 10 to 14 is really our problem.
Yeah. So it's so interesting that yung 10 to 14 pa nagiging problema. I mean,
Yes.
when we talk about, kasi minsan may hirap sabihin na, is it safe to consider them, well, siguro victims in a way, because at 10 to 14,
Yes.
it's definitely not within the age of consent.
Yes.
yeah.
You're right. Because
Yeah.
16 is the age of sexual consent.
Right.
Yes.
So if it's, and also there's a Romeo and Juliet clause there that the one who impregnates you should be at least 3 years gap. But what we found out is majority of those 10 to 14, the one who impregnates them are older than them, men older than them, way older. So there's really something to be looked into that because there's also a gender issue there.
Right.
Yes.
And the scary thing is that these are just the reported numbers. We don't have those that are unreported,
Yeah.
and those who actually put themselves to unfortunate mga abortion, ways to get abortions done in a not safe way.
Yeah,
So
like sunshine.
yeah, sunshine. Yeah, exactly. Let's take a look at no spoilers. When we take a look at how to keep the space for those 10 to 14, or at least in the case you mentioned a while ago, 8 to 14 range, safer. If you're a parent trying to build that community around them, how does that look like?
We really want that these young people, first of all, they know the correct body parts name so that they can be protected. They know where to go. They know how to protect themselves, which is run and tell a responsible adult around you. And we want parents really to talk about sex with their children. The primary sex educator should be the parents. That is how we envision this platform that we have.
Yeah, what do you say to the argument that at least, I don't know, Anne, if you'll agree with me here, so correct me if I'm wrong, pero there are some parents or older people who would shield them because they feel that that's a way to prevent them from sex in general, or at least keep them from being exposed to sex. But are we in a place right now that it will get to the younger generation simply because of social media,
Yes.
the presence of media in general, the fact that everything's so accessible, and that content moderation is so difficult, even if you have yung mga child-safe options sa YouTube, TikTok, or wherever?
It's good that there is a move for this Congress to have censorship for this. Because we don't have censorship for pornographic sites here in the Philippines, it might help us. And also, parents should really monitor their children. That's what we say. Monitor the sites that they go to. But the thing is, our young people right now, they sleep madaling araw na.
That's so true.
So even the parents
Yeah.
cannot monitor where they go, what
Yeah.
site they go to. That's why we really have also a program for parents.
Okay.
Teaching them about communicating with their children. But of course, when you go to sexuality communication, your communication should be okay first. Because you cannot go to the birds and the bees, when your communication, everyday communication is not okay. And it's really common right now that when we see people with their children, what do we see? They're on their phones.
Yeah,
They
they
don't
are.
talk. So that's a really tragic situation right now.
It's easier said than done.
Super.
Kasi
Wala pa akong anak kaya I can't really say much. Oh.
But really, it's difficult to monitor 'Diba? Kasi merong mga child, 'di ba may parang child,
Child safe, child
option.
blockers.
Yeah, child blockers, ganyan. But there's still a way to go around that. And nakaka-access pa rin sila ng mga sites na hindi pwede talaga sa mga kids. As much as you try to, like really keep an eye on what they search for on social media, minsan ang hirap di ba?
Yeah.
Lalo na, like you've mentioned, madaling araw na sila natutulog, so hindi mo sila nababantayan. Plus, I feel that this is such a conservative country. Ang hirap i-open up yung topic ng sex with kids, especially the young ones, diba? How about in schools? Do you feel that we are doing enough, like in terms of sex education, having guidance counselors also to talk to these kids? What else can schools do?
There is a study that teachers are not prepared to talk about it. To talk about sex with their students. But there is also a move with the Department of Education on reproductive health education, integrating sex education in their curriculum. But the thing is, we also need to strengthen that.
Yeah.
Because it's really up to the comfortability of the teachers on how to discuss it.
Kasi kung parents nga nahihirapan
Yes.
Teachers pa kaya, diba?
Yes, but there is a policy on reproductive health education. I think it's coming out by the
Okay.
Department of Education.
Yeah.
And government agencies are coming together. There is an Executive Order 141 technical working group. So it is adolescent pregnancy as an urgent national priority. So government agencies are coming together to do this, not in silos, to implement a program together, complement our strategies together, so that we can finally lower the adolescent pregnancy cases for the 10 to 14. I think we've been successful for 15 to 19.
Yeah.
Because we've been here for 56 years, so I think it's been successful, but the 10 to 14 is another issue altogether. And I
Okay.
think there's an issue also of coercion and abuse.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Involved here.
I wanna, syempre, because if the goal is to get the 10 to 14 or a bit younger age group, the pregnancies down there. I want to talk about kung ano yung ginawa nyo for the teenage pregnancies that was actually successful, that gives you hope that pwede natin itong i-replicate sa adolescents.
I think the government agencies kasi came together for this, for the 15 to 19. I think that would be the focus then. No, marami kaming communication platforms na nangyari. Meron kaming parenting talk. And then also, madaming sessions on adolescent pregnancy, adolescent sexual and reproductive health. So I think that was successful. And with the local government units also, it has been sustainable. But the 10 to 14 is another issue altogether. So right now, yun yung tinatry natin i-focus. Kasi there's an ethical issue involved there also. Kasi you cannot study the 10 to 14 because they're too young.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. And even the young adult fertility and sexuality study do not study them because of the ethical issues involved in research.
But I think we really have to do something about it. No, I feel like they don't understand what's happening to them.
Well, kasi not
But-
only that, kasi kung 8 years old ka, you're grade 2, second grade. I mean, like, how do you, again, I'm using the 8-year-old as probably the worst case example, right? Which unfortunately recorded nga siya. That's a second grade.
Mabuti isa
third
lang
grade.
siya.
Oo.
But you know,
na, alam natin.
Na alam natin,
Yeah.
right?
Like
That was
that.
reported.
I mean, that's obviously terrible. But then when we take a
It
look at
is.
how we can educate or at least protect them, I mentioned yung communities a while ago. Communities and then the parents and then the families in general. When we talk about the parents themselves and how to address it, ano yung mensahe mo sa kanila to hopefully increase that percentage of only 12% of Filipino parents are open to talking about sex education at a younger age? What could you say to encourage them to actually do so?
So for the parents, spot teachable moments talaga.
Okay.
Yun talaga spot teachable moments and communicate with your children.
Yeah.
Everyday communication is very important so that you can go to sexuality communication. So yun lang talaga.
If you could send out a message, to Filipino teens, children who are watching us right now or listening through the radio, we're
Mga
simulcast
teenagers
on.
looking at this on TikTok right now.
The replay on TikTok or listening to us through Mellow 94.7 BFM. What vital advice can you share to them in a way that's, hopeful and relatable.
So our core message for young people is malaya akong maging. Because there's a study na young people are not dreaming anymore. No, Mayusek always says that young people are not dreaming anymore according to research. So young people, malaya akong maging. I choose. That is our core message in government. You are free to choose who you want to be, but you need to really make the right decisions, informed choices, a reproductive agency, which is really having the decisions, educate yourselves.
Yeah.
Talaga. So, kami kasi ABC pa rin talaga sa government. No? Abstinence is still key. Be faithful and use condom consistently. No? And kailangan lang talaga educate yourselves. No? Malaya akong maging. You are free to choose who you want to be.
Right.
Sorry, I really enjoyed the fact that yung B is be faithful in the in this ABC kasi syempre the number of partners also.
Yes,
is
because
a-
of
is an
HIV
issue.
also, the
Yeah.
incidence of HIV is
Yeah.
also alarming. No,
my
and these
goodness.
are men having sex with men. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that the new cases are getting younger, and these are men having sex with men mostly.
When she mentioned use condom, ang hirap naman ituro niyan sa 10-year-old. Hindi pa nga dapat
Age appropriate po tayo
let's
kasi
hope-
bawal.
Let's hope naman that we don't have to teach them how to do that,
Oh,
diba? I mean, like,
diba?
my
Parang,
goodness.
It's getting younger. But, we're wrapping up. But before we let you go, we always ask this last question to our guests. The show is called Beautiful Day. What makes your day beautiful, Miss Mai?
Okay, so what makes my day beautiful is I love what I do. I thank God for it. So it's really a blessing to be where I am right now and to be who I want to be right now.
Kala ko sasabihin ni Miss Mai kapag may hindi na buntis.
That would be really
Pero
a
that is
beautiful
also
day.
my advocacy,
Ayun.
personal advocacy. That's why I am here also.
That's perfect. Miss Mai, thank you so much.
Thank
It's so
you.
beautiful
Sayang
having you here today.
pamilya.
Thank you so much, Management and Communications Division Chief for CPD, Mylin Quiray. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Oh, wow, I have no idea how I'll transition to the next part. But then, of course, thank you so much again, Miss Mai. So, the DENR and LGUs are taking cleanup drives to the next level using both manpower and microorganisms to fight water pollution. Now, we'll have the details when we return. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, in the wake of heavy flooding and piles of trash brought by Typhoon Krising, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, NCR, teamed up with local government units for major cleanup drives in Pasig and Pasay. To tell us more about the scale of these efforts, what's next, and how communities can take part, we're joined by DENR NCR Regional Executive Director, Attorney Michael Matias. Magandang umaga, Attorney. Thank you so much for joining us on Beautiful Day.
Isang makakalikasang umaga sa inyo at sa inyo tagapakinig at tagapanood, Sir Paolo. Magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga, Attorney. Attorney, let's start off first with the big picture. Naka-cleanup drive po kayo and I'm sure may measurements po kayo on the amount of trash that you did collect sa mga recent cleanup drives sa Pasig at Pasay. What numbers are we looking at in terms of yung scale po nito?
Sir, in terms of what we've collected dito sa San Agustin area, it is a joint effort with the local government unit and our mayor offices. We were able to collect almost 1 ton of trash dito sa area na ito sa San Agustin alone. This is somehow related to the recent typhoon na dumaan dito sa atin, yung Krising.
And of course, when we take a look at yung waste po na nakuha po natin sa mga waterways natin, again, around 1 ton of waste collected, what are the most common items that we ended up finding?
Normally, sir, ito po yung mga residual plastics po natin. May sachets tayo dito, and yung mga PET bottles are still there, and different kinds of plastics. Yung plastic labo nandito rin, and also aside from that, meron tayong yung mga putol na puno, yung mga branches, and other waste, even yung mga used, to some extent nga, minsan meron pa tayong mga used appliances, and sofas, yung mga sofas, and in extreme cases, mga furnitures din.
Wait, sorry,
so
sir.
these are the types of waste na nakokolekta natin.
Sir, nakahanap kayo ng sopa sa waterway?
Hello, sir. Medyo nawawala
Sir,
po.
you were able to find a sofa po in the waterways po natin? Tama po ba?
Yes, sir, but not in this particular case. In other areas, when we do clean up, ito po yung mga nakikita natin. And meron po tayong, nabanggit ko po kanina, yung appliances, like for example, yung refrigerators. Tinatanggal lang po nila yung casing na bakal and yung mga styro sa loob. Ito po yung mga nakikita natin ng mga floating po dito sa ating mga waterways when we do regular cleanups po.
So what does that say po about yung state ng solid waste management po natin, especially when it comes to appliances and furniture? Well, apart from the fact that malaking problema pa rin yung mga single-use plastics at PET bottles, what are the biggest challenges sa solid waste management na hindi pa na-address when it comes to yung mga, well, at least as we see in the cleanup drives?
Yes, sir. Actually, what we're trying to do now is we're trying to, aside from focusing on the waterways that we're regularly doing cleanups, we're trying to address now yung issue ng mga leakages. We're trying to extend yung effort natin outside the boundaries of these waterways. Like yung ating pong mga Estero Rangers, as well as yung mga river warriors po natin, and together with the local government units, we're working on educating po itong mga communities para ma-prevent po yung leakages and for them to have access for the waste to be disposed of properly. Kasi ang reality po is if they do not have that much access po sa pag-dispose po properly ng basura, they end up just throwing it dito po sa ating mga waterways. So kasama po sa campaign po natin ang pakikipag-usap po sa komunidad and regularly monitoring if the policies of the local government units are actually enforced po sa community para po ma-lessen po yung mga leakages ng mga solid waste po na napupunta sa ating mga waterways.
Sir, how often do you need to do yung cleanups po? Because it feels like minsan kapag may cleanup, siguro wala pang, I don't know how long, how much time needed before kailangan mag-clean up ulit.
Actually, sir, yung partnership po natin with the local government units of Metro Manila, 16 cities and 1 municipality, meron po tayong deployment na 1,411 Estero Rangers all over National Capital Region. And they're doing cleanups po every day. So sila po yung mga katuwang natin sa paglilinis po ng mga waterways natin. If you will observe, previously, waste end up po normally sa Manila Bay. Yung ang objective po natin is that ito pong mga waste na to or solid waste should not end up po sa bay. So as early as dito sa upstream natin, midstream, may mga Estero Rangers na po tayo and together with the local government units, we're doing regular cleanups po.
Sir, do we have enough Estero Rangers? You mentioned over 1,000 Estero Rangers to be able to manage. But as we mentioned a while ago, napakarami pong municipalities, LGUs that actually do need help when it comes to that here in the NCR in particular. Do we have enough Estero Rangers to keep yung mga creeks natin, mga streams clean?
To be honest, Sir Paolo, hindi po siya enough. As we've mentioned, even with the number of sacks, for example, of solid waste that we've collected for this year alone, totaling to 877,000 sacks. or more or less 28 million kilograms of waste collected from January to June alone, medyo kulang pa rin. But hindi lang gaya po na nabanggit natin kanina, we're not only focusing on doing cleanups but also educating to prevent leakages. Para po makapag-establish po tayo ng program and trajectory as to how we will be able to lessen drastically the waste po ending up dito po sa ating mga waterways.
Well, apart from yung Estero Rangers and education, if I'm not mistaken, you're also using different technology po to not just help with the cleanup but also improve yung water quality. If I'm not mistaken, gamit na po kayo ng mga bokashi balls. I'm not familiar po with yung bokashi balls. Ako personally hearing it for the first time. What are yung bokashi balls ito and what can they do for yung water quality po dito?
Bokashi ball po are some of the remedies or the things that we're doing po para ma-improve yung water quality. Ito po ay normally composed of organic material, rice hulls, nandiyan po yung effective microorganism, soil, para po pag pumunta na siya sa tubig, it decomposes yung mga sludges po sa ilalim po ng ating river. So malaki po ang tulong niya, especially in areas na medyo stagnant po yung flow ng ating tubig. So nakaka-improve po siya na talaga ng water quality.
How quickly does it affect yung water po in general?
Yes, sir. Apo.
Yes. Sir, Attorney, how quickly does it affect yung water quality in terms of getting results?
It will depend po. Depende yon kung gaano ka-polluted po yung tubig. But normally, it will take weeks then to improve yung water quality, provided that yung loading ng pollution, hindi po ganun din kadami. So, mapapansin po natin na yung bokashi balls are remedy dito po sa mga waterways that are considered polluted. But similar to solid waste, we should likewise be looking at yung how to prevent the flow of contaminated wastewater. So we really need the help of the local government units in the implementation of their septage management program. So these are the waste coming from the households, commercial centers that's required po kasi under the Clean Water Act that these establishments should have a wastewater treatment facility before the water is being discharged to the receiving bodies of water natin like yung waterways din po. So ito pong bokashi ball ay isa lang po sa paraan para po malesen or bumaba yung contaminants po sa ating mga receiving bodies of water, but more importantly, yung discharges po coming from either domestic and yung mga commercial areas po natin should pass through a wastewater treatment facility and should comply with the DNR standards. In that way po, bababa po yung volume ng pollutant dito po sa ating mga receiving bodies of water.
Well, it feels like matagal na po na problema po yan when it comes to yung mga contaminants, especially from commercial areas and residential areas. But of course, all of your efforts, I'm sure, do tie up to yung long-term Manila Bay rehabilitation program po natin. When we take a look at the efforts to try and make sure na yung basura po natin does not end up in Manila Bay, just how important is this effort po in ensuring that Manila Bay does have a fighting chance in terms of yung rehab program po niya?
Definitely, sir. In fact, we've seen some improvement in the recent past para dito sa ating, not only in terms of solid waste, but in terms of water quality, there's some improvements. But the effort should be done not only by the national government agency. Of course, malaking parte po nito ang ating mga local government units for implementing po yung batas patungkol dito sa ating mga solid waste at liquid waste po. And also, we are currently working with the Department of Justice to monitor yung compliance po sa ating mga easement regulations. Isa rin po itong napakalaking bagay sa pagtulong sa pag-improve ng water quality, because if we maintain the 3-meter easement po dito po sa National Capital Region, which is a highly urbanized area, malilesen po talaga yung discharges po ng either solid waste or liquid waste po.
Well, of course, nagiging issue yung flooding po ulit, especially dahil tag-ulan na we've seen it in the last habagat na flooding did become an issue in different parts of Metro Manila. When we look at your efforts moving forward po, some people are thinking na okay, medyo hopeless yung situation dito sa Metro Manila. But what excites you? What gives you the most hope dito sa mga efforts po ng DENR and CAR na ma-address po natin yung water pollution at yung flooding situation in the short term?
Actually, sir, just to give you an update, marami pong pag-uusap na nagaganap po between the national government agencies para ang effort po natin and programs would be aligned and focus on these areas. So, katulad ng DPWH, MMDA, DNR, and even the DILG and the local government units are working together po. And yung programs and projects align po para sa pag-address po ng problema natin. In terms of liquid waste, MWSS together with the concessionaires are working on connecting all those discharges coming from domestic and commercial areas to be treated para po masigurado po natin na malilesen po yung pollution na bumababa po dito sa ating pong katubigan.
I hope the collaborations do bear fruit very soon from all the government agencies and of course yung concessionaires and the private bodies that are involved. Maraming salamat, Attorney Michael Matias, the Regional Executive Director of DENR NCR. Thank you so much for your insights and hopefully you have a great day, sir. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po.
Now we've got more stories for you after the break, plus our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. Don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. It's time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang ating horoscope, Monday, August 11. Simulan natin sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat. Kung ang puso mo ay parang paupahang iniuwi lang niya kapag gusto niya, this is your time para isarado na ang doors mo. Silver at 6. Kay Ox naman tayo, iwasan ang office drama. Huwag kang sumausaw, huwag kang sasali sa issue o drama nila. Red at 3. Kay Tiger naman tayo, iwas ipon na hindi mo alam kung saan ginagamit. Dapat may direksyon ang finances mo. Gold at 2. Kay Rabbit naman tayo, tapusin ang maliit na task na matagal mo nang tinambak. Blue at 8. Kay Dragon naman tayo, good day para mag-finalize ng proposal o mga kontrata mo. Violet at 4. Kay Snake naman tayo, kung siya ang dahilan kung bakit nawawala ang tiwala mo sa sarili, siya rin ang dapat mong iwan. Pink at 9. Ito na! Man, Give the Horsey, mag-ayos na ng files online at physical. White at 1. Kay Ship naman tayo, may taong nangangailangan ng mentoring. Ikaw ang kanyang hinahanap. Green at 5. Kay Monkey naman tayo, hindi mo kailangan maging cute para mapansin. Ang kailangan mo lang ay maging totoo. Tan at 7. Sa Year of the Rooster, panahon na para mag-focus sa isa lang. Ang multitasking sa'yo ay hindi makatulong. Yellow at 6. Kay Dog naman tayo, mag-exercise kahit 10 minutes lang. Simpleng stretching ay malaking tulong na. Page at 8. Kay Pig naman tayo, matatapos ang maliit na trabaho na pwedeng magbukas ng malaking opportunity. Red at 4. Paalala lang, ito'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you as always, Master Hans Kua. Napaka-vague ng horoscope natin today,
I was going
no?
to say, ano yung mga physical files sa kailangan kong ayusin? Napaisip tuloy ako eh.
Do you need to submit some papers?
I don't remember.
or
But you know what?
something? Or file your taxes? Ay, hindi
No,
pa naman
okay.
taxing season.
Okay pa naman ako sa taxes ko.
Oo.
Thank goodness for my accountant.
Yeah, same.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
I don't understand all this
Lord.
stuff about tax.
I want to give an appreciation to all the accountants
All the
out there.
accountants,
Oo.
yes.
Thank you so much for keeping us out of jail. Ayun, importante po yan.
Kasi hindi ko naiintindihan talaga yung stuff that they file.
Oh,
like
yeah.
every quarter.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah. So, I mean, like,
okay.
that's why, again,
I just issue my checks.
love-
my receipts.
love your accountant.
Yes.
Thank you to all the accountants out there who keep us who keep us safe from the BIR.
Oh my God. Sa akin naman, hahanapin daw ako for mentorship. On what?
Baka sa taxing. Oo, baka sa taxation.
Okay,
rin.
I'll give you the number of my accountant.
Oo.
Okay, so from numbers to food this time, Filipino flavors took center stage at the grand finale of the International Manila Food Festival.
Yummy.
Chefs from around the world serve dishes that mix local ingredients with global inspiration, from luxurious arroz caldo with duck to bold kinilaw with leche de tigre.
Charap.
They say events like this help put our cuisine on the world map.
This has been a culmination of many years being in this industry and looking for new ways to collaborate and to expose Filipino food. I don't think this festival could have happened 10 years ago with this kind of excitement. It had to happen now. It had to happen when social media and Filipino restaurants and Filipino chefs are blooming around the world. And so that's why we actually named it the International Manila Food Festival, because we really wanted to be mindful that to have a dialogue, it would mean having chefs from everywhere.
I just wanted to do something really simple but very, very Filipino. So I'm doing bistec. So yeah, and I think just the way it will be presented, and the way it will be eaten it's bistec at the end of the day. So did you do a twist on it? I did, yeah. So we're doing ribeye, pan-seared to medium rare with a calamansi, miso, and caramelized onion sauce, and then grilled onions on the side. I think dishes being really Filipino.
I was able to talk to Monique. She did the live
Yeah,
coverage
yeah.
last night on Agenda Weekend. And she said, Ann, nahihirapan na ako mag-breathe sa dami kong kinain. She was so cute.
She has. I think the funny thing is that this event happened, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, around the same time as yung Miss Earth. And I think she actually
Yes.
had the choice
Ah.
to where to go, kasi I believe Joan Manalo covered the
Joan,
Beauty
yes.
Queen. Pero I think Mo had enough of Beauty Queens and wanted to go to food.
I mean,
there she is, she's eating there.
I
Look
mean,
at her.
I would choose food as well.
Look at her.
Diba?
She's just
Doon tayo sa
eating.
food. And this is free. You get to go there and try that for free. And
Wait,
mahal din ang
ito,
entrance there,
ito,
ha?
Tignan mo. You know what?
Oh my gosh.
Fine.
Look at those desserts.
Fine. Enjoy that, Mo. All right? I mean, like, we call you a hippo for a reason.
Wow, mean.
But then...
But yeah, I'm so jealous. She got to try all that food.
yeah, grabe. You know what? This is just us hate watching. But then...
Labas din tayo pa. Oh, but we should do like a
let's move
live
on nga.
coverage
Let's
of
move on nga.
something.
Ito, have you ever wanted to hug a politician? Because now meet the German man who cuddles with his pet alligator. Oh, gets yan? Gets yan? Okay.
yes.
So si Christian Kaulis, a former circus artist like his father, has known the alligator, which he calls Frau Meyer, for over 30 years
Oh my
after his
God.
father bought her at the age of 2. She spends most of her time floating and sunbathing at the Carlos family home and occasionally cuddling and playing with Christian. Ba't ka natawaan?
Ha? Wala.
Sabi ko, you like hugging politicians and then I talk about an alligator. Ba't ka natawa?
Wala. Wait lang. Ang alligator and crocodile, they're different.
They're different but the same. Yeah, they're different.
They're different. Tapos, sa Tagalog, buhaya.
Buhaya.
Buhaya sila.
Oo.
So, buhaya ang alligator, buhaya din ang crocodile.
Actually, wait lang. I wanna Google that.
Or buhaya in general, and buhaya you're referring to something else.
Crocodile in...
But you know what? Ang scary niya na kung ano-ano na lang ang inuuwi natin to turn them into pets. Alligators, because I feel like animals, especially the wild ones, are very unpredictable. You wouldn't know when they're going to strike.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, just to be clear, I just double checked it.
Ah.
So, buhaya is crocodile and alligator.
Oh, and
I don't know why.
buhaya is
different.
crocodile and
Yeah, but they're
alligator
different.
and
What? I don't know. Ano ba? You tell me. XXL
Mahirap
cuddle buddy.
na.
Uy, ako rin yun I'm an XXL cuddle buddy. actually, marami tayo doon. But then, of course, again,
I wouldn't. Would you?
hug an alligator?
No, I mean like I have a pet alligator.
I mean, like, if I don't die, sure.
Hindi mo kasi mapipredict.
What?
Wild animals are so unpredictable. Like even if you take care of let's say a lion or a tiger.
Oh.
'Di ba? Baka mamaya kasi when they're hungry, ilapain ka.
Yeah, but then yung mga aso rin ganun eh.
Maybe
But
not
I mean,
the
like, right? Like, you
small
think
dogs.
about it, right? Kaya
And
yung mga...
cats also, ha?
Oh, kaya, tignan mo yung problema mo sa mga pusa mo.
Oo, I can't touch them. Mga ingrata. My sweldo, I spend all my sweldo on these cats and they won't let me touch
Galit
them.
na galit, my gosh.
Okay,
All right.
let's say hi to the people joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. We have Arturo General saying, good morning, watching here in Connecticut, USA.
Oh.
Wow.
Kaya nga general, hindi general. Eh, kasi
hindi.
nasa
Yeah, Arturo
USA siya.
General.
Oh, Arturo
yes,
General.
yes. General Arturo.
Oo.
Ate Eileen is tuned in, watching us all the way from Thailand. So she says good morning. Also good morning to... what's that?
Kapag-kap. Thank you for watching.
Thank
you. Kapag-kap.
Okay.
Tama, no? Or am I very not Thai today? But yeah.
Master Hans is also tuned in,
Uy!
watching us on
Uy!
Facebook. Hi, Master Hans. Ang vague ng horoscope mo sa amin today.
Hey, I don't mind. I now have to look at all my paperwork.
Yeah, our very own Noel is also watching us through Facebook. Hi, Noel.
Ayun.
Hi, Christine Tello, the mom of Kels. Hi, po, tita. And also
Do we have
on...
people who are not our friends and family watching? I mean,
Oo naman. See, well, I don't know the
si
general
General
from
yeah, yeah.
Connecticut.
General, maraming salamat po. Saludo po ako sa'yo.
I'm not sure if I know anyone from Connecticut.
Okay,
actually.
okay.
Connecticut and Green Hills siguro.
Green Hills, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Parang New York ko ba?
Oo. On YouTube, Ramon's Rising Star, we're so sorry. I wasn't able to see your question because he had a question he wanted to throw kanina kay Miss Mai
Yeah.
of CPD. He wanted to ask about demographics, like what section of the society where these young pregnancies are happening. We could have asked that a while ago. We're so sorry. I wasn't able to see your message on
Kasalanan
time.
niya ni Ann.
Yes, but thank you so much for joining us today. We really do appreciate your presence, your messages, and to everyone also watching us through. Oy, meron pang pahabol. John Victor is saying good morning, watching on YouTube. Also earlier listening to Mellow 94.7.
Uy, nasa lahat kasi that comment came on Facebook.
Yeah,
so
on
nag-YouTube
Facebook.
na siya, nag-Facebook siya, and then nag-radyo pa siya.
Oh, see, we're everywhere.
Oh, we're everywhere.
BNC is
Oo.
everywhere.
We are wherever you are, we are also. Now that's a wrap on our show for Monday, August 11. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead, and always remember to choose joy, spread love and kindness, and pack your own sunshine wherever you go. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. 8 to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful Day!